So, who's doing the introduction?
I don't know. Hadn't thought about it.
RedShark's NAB coverage is brought to you by NewTek, G Technology, Blackmagic Design, and Adobe.
Okay, so here's the first of our NAB roundups. As you can see, we're almost in the car park, and it's warm. It's very busy, and it's been a really good day. For me, the most important thing of the day was Blackmagic's press conference, where they showed the new Resolve, the new editing page, which is really a completely new NLE within the environment of the existing NLE, and yet but it's optimized for speed.
No, I haven't seen it, but like, is it a lot better than the last one? Because I thought the last one was already like a huge step forward.
Yeah, it's a lot different. It's a lot different, and it coexists with the previous one. So you probably know that Resolve is a collection. It's like a collective of different elements: the grading, the sound, the 3D compositing, and the editing. And the reason it's not an unholy mess is because they're all dynamically linked. So if you're in the audio editor and you make a change, that reflects itself on the timeline. If you're in the Fusion package and you make like a title, that'll appear on your timeline. So it's all dynamically linked. It's not like you have to keep updating everything. But I think the issue has been that it is so sophisticated, it's so precise, that if you want to do something, you have to do a lot of things before you can do that, like zooming, positioning the cursor. And actually, when you look at the process of editing, you're left with probably 10% of that stuff that you actually need to do. Now, of course, if Blackmagic took away the existing editor and simplified it, they'd be accused of, breaking the whole thing, wasting all the time that people have spent learning it, all their muscle memory, and they'd be accused of dumbing it down. And yet they felt they had to do this. So what they've done is they kept 100% of the existing editor, which you can use for precision, slow and careful editing. And now you have this extremely rapid new page with a dedicated controller, and it's
something happened in the background.
Yeah. And it's a nice idea, and because it's all dynamically linked, you haven't lost anything at all. You've actually gained, like a turbocharged way of editing. You have to see it to believe it. But when I saw it, I was initially a bit skeptical, and then I suddenly thought, well, I would like editing with this because everything's there. You know exactly where you are. It's a really quick way of editing. And to me, it's a really big development. It's going to change the way everybody thinks about using an editor. And one of the most significant things I've seen in NLEs for years, actually. So what have you seen that you like?
Well, we've made our way to the ARRI booth, and we went to see the Alexa Mini LF. There was only one, and everyone wanted to be near the one camera.
Is that the business plan? That there's only ever going to be one camera and it costs an infinite amount of money?
That would
work.
would be a very interesting business model. But no, I think that why most people are very excited about this is that this is a camera that, while I would consider it expensive, looking at other competitors out there, but ARRI is just such a household name, and what they did with the LF, making it full frame, and now like the LF Mini having a lot more features now, I kind of feel like it's such a logical step up, and it's 4.5K. So that just means that like if you're shooting for like a Netflix and Amazon, you can now fulfill their needs and deliver like a native 4K.
Comfortably 4K.
Yeah, and then it's the guy told us that like Mark from ARRI told us like it's like a $75,000 price point, which is a lot. But then again, if you could even, he told us that there are like a lot of owner operators buying into this camera, and it kind of makes sense because he told them like told me that there are a lot of people who would buy like the Alexa Mini and would then rent it out. So you have like this secondary business model where you could rent out your camera, and that makes a lot of sense.
There's a lot of value packed into that.
Yeah.
That object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I still have to see. I'd be interested to see tomorrow, like the full frame thing. I hear a lot of people talk about that it's a manufacturer thing. Like a lot of manufacturers are now bringing out like full frame cameras. Is it something that the creatives want as well, as much as the manufacturers want us to buy into that system?
Yeah, because it's like, how would you see that as an everyday camera?
Yeah, and then it depends on the market. But Super 35 has been around for so long, and it's just such a good. Personally, I think it's a really great point where you can still focus, right, for a lot of things. And if you go full frame, things become a lot more difficult. And I think there will be great solutions for that, but I'm not completely convinced that it's good for everyone. But it's good. The Alexa Mini LF, if you're into that kind of thing, it's definitely it's going to be the benchmark camera, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now look, one of the interesting things I've noticed is that I mean, you have to be honest that there haven't been as many announcements as you'd expect from this show, especially if you're looking for new cameras. And I think there's a very sound reason for that, which is that we're reaching the point where it's hard to know where to go next with cameras. I don't think anybody is waking up in the morning saying, I must have 16K. And that may never happen, but you know, with full frame, that may be the last piece in the puzzle for what is an almost perfect camera right now. So that leaves a kind of void into which manufacturers are plunging themselves and wondering what to do next. Meanwhile, there's a lot of activity around video over IP and AI and stuff like that. And we may have to wait a few years, but I think you can rest assured that there are not only new products being developed, but whole new categories of product being developed. Yeah. And because they're so new, we don't even imagine what they are yet. But I think the manufacturers are not stopping just because they're not bringing out new cameras. Yeah. They're working on new stuff, which will one day take us entirely by surprise. Yeah. Talking about surprises, the fact that Teradek now has like a PTZ or PTZ camera system. Who knew? That for me, that was baffling, because that it feels like that taps into that whole IP video production. Does that have NDI? World. I'm not sure, actually. Yeah. We should check that out. I think we'll have a discussion with them tomorrow. Yeah, we'll find out, and we'll report back tomorrow. Yeah. But no, it's been a really good day. Very encouraging start. I think things are changing in this industry, and they're changing faster than ever. But they're changing in the lab at the moment. They're not changing in the products. So just expect surprises over the next few years. But we've only scratched the surface at the show so far, haven't we? Yeah, far too little time. So we'll be back tomorrow to talk about what we've seen. And who's going to end this? Good question. Should we just cut?